Squeezy.
All right, everyone, buckle up. Today we're heading into the world of travel, but not the kind with sunscreen and souvenirs. We're talking about the business of travel, and specifically, a company a lot of you probably use to book a trip.
That's right. We're doing a deep dive into Booking Holdings.
Yep.
You know, the company behind Booking.com, Kayak, Priceline. They're kind of a big deal.
Huge. And with their stock potentially on the upswing, especially as we gear up for those holiday travel bookings, we want to see if it's worth packing into your investment portfolio.
And we've got our hands on this really interesting German financial analysis. We'll break down all the key takeaways to help you decide if Booking Holdings is a first-class investment or maybe just a budget airline.
Love that analogy. So let's get this trip started. First off, most people know Booking Holdings for their hotels, right? But it sounds like they've expanded their offerings quite a bit.
Oh, absolutely. They're going for that whole travel ecosystem. We're talking flights, rental cars through rentalcars.com. Heck, they even have you covered for dinner reservations with OpenTable.
Wow, so they're really trying to be your one-stop shop for all things travel?
Exactly. But here's where things get interesting. From a business perspective, they use what's called the merchant model, and that comes with its own set of opportunities and risks.
Merchant model. Okay, you've piqued my curiosity. What is that?
All right, so imagine this. Booking Holdings goes to a hotel and says, hey, we think these rooms are going to sell like hotcakes. We'll take a bunch off your hands up front at a discounted price. They're buying in bulk. Then they turn around and sell those rooms to us, the travelers.
Okay, so far so good. Sounds like a win-win, right? Hotels get guaranteed bookings and Booking Holdings gets a good deal. But you mentioned risks.
Yeah, because it's not all sunshine and roses. What if, let's say, there's a sudden travel ban? Or a volcano erupts near a popular destination. Suddenly, nobody's booking those rooms.
Oh, I see. Those empty rooms would equal some pretty big losses for Booking Holdings.
Exactly. That's the gamble with the merchant model. High risk, high reward.
A real nail-biter. But this recent analysis we have, it mentions some pretty stellar numbers for Booking Holdings recently.
Right.
Like, really good.
Yeah, their Q2 was nothing to sneeze at. We're talking a 7% jump in revenue, bringing them to a whopping $5.9 billion.
Okay, so they're clearly making money. But what about actual profit?
Even better. Profits shot up 18%, hitting $1.5 billion. And get this, that translates to a 25% net margin.
Well, hold on. Break that down for us non-finance folks. 25%, that's good, right?
It's fantastic. Basically, for every dollar Booking Holdings brings in, they keep 25 cents as pure profit. That's a major green flag for any investor. And speaking of investing, let's talk about their stock performance, especially with the holiday season just around the corner.
Yeah, because isn't that when everyone's booking their winter getaways, family trips, all that? Prime time for travel companies.
You'd think so, right? And historically, Booking Holdings has done well in Q4. I mean, we're talking an average gain of 9.8% since 2001. That's not small potatoes. But here's the kicker.
Don't leave me hanging. What's the kicker?
Q1 and Q2, those early months of the year, those have actually been their strongest quarters historically. We're talking average gains of 14.9% and 17.2%.
Wow. So maybe people are booking those spring break trips right after New Year's. Fascinating. So for someone thinking about investing in Booking Holdings, what's the takeaway here?
It's all about strategy, right? I mean, on the one hand, the stock's already seen a solid 14% gain in 2024 alone. It's also really close to hitting its all-time high.
So it seems like their stock is on an upswing.
Potentially. But, and this is important, investing always boils down to personal goals and risk tolerance.
Couldn't agree more.
Yes.
There's no magic formula. It's about what makes sense for your individual circumstances. So to our listeners out there, based on what we've uncovered today, is Booking Holdings a risk you're willing to take? You know, it's interesting. We've been talking about leisure travel, but there's also this whole trend of bleisure travel.
Yeah.
You know, tacking on vacation days to a business trip.
Oh, absolutely. That's becoming increasingly popular.
So how do you think that trend might impact a company like Booking Holdings in the coming years? Could this bleisure boom be another factor driving their stock up? Something to think about, listeners.
Absolutely. It's a fascinating dynamic to keep an eye on.
Well, there you have it. We hope this deep dive gives you some food for thought as you plan your investment strategy. Until next time, happy travels.
Happy investing.